to another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the D13 Toys Biblical Adventures Demon LegionsCon exclusive clear gray speckled glitter color variant. There will be 4 different variants in very limited supplies available at LegionsCon at the D13 Biblical Adventures table. So if you're going to LegionsCon, check them out there. These figures will also be available online after the show, so definitely follow D13 Toys. I put links in the description below, and a huge thank you to Chris for sending this out early, giving me the opportunity to be a part of this reveal, along with a few others. So stay tuned, because there will be some other colorways being revealed by a few other members of the community. All right, let's get into this review. Here is the Glitter Demon. If you watched my review of the green and red demons from PowerCon over the summer, you've got a pretty good idea of what this is. It's the same figure. One thing to note is that these teaser ones, the ones that he puts out at conventions, these are still technically like pre-production. He's still fine-tuning things, so they're not going to be as dialed in as the final releases when those come out in a few months from now. But even just from summer to now, there's definitely improvements, especially in the way the torso moves, and the shoulders feel really good, and just the joints feel nice and tight, and it just feels a little crisper and a little more polished at this point. And for the details, what you have here is mostly an unpainted figure. It is cast in this glitter injected gray plastic, and then you have a paint over the head. The eyes, of course, are painted white, and then that paint fades down as it kind of disappears into the unpainted torso, paint on the hands, and paint on the feet. And that's like, a little bit just to kind of give it a little bit of, a little depth of character there. And it's a nice flat color. It's not like a shiny plasticky kind of paint on there. And I love the glitter because it gives it that like celestial vibe. I don't know. It's just got a really cool vibe to me. I actually was offered, which one do you want to review? And he gave me the choice, and I picked the glitter one because I think it's really cool. It's a simple thing, but just adds a lot of, I don't know, spaced out cosmic kind of vibes to it. Then at the hips, you have those like fur shorts, and you've got a tail right here that is glued in. I believe you'd be able to remove these shorts if you were to pop a leg off so that you could just get down to the bare body. And he is making blank bodies. He's making a variety of colors of blank bodies that will be available when the line fully releases. So great looking figure. I do love these demons. I think a lot of people will eventually be army building these, especially when the full release of that red one comes out and people really get a kind of a glimpse at what this is all about. And here's a zoomed out look of the demon, which stands at just about 6.5 inches to the top of the head. And for comparisons, here it is next to its counterparts, the green and red from PowerCon. As you can see, I have the other head sculpt on there, but it's the same figure, just a different color. And here it is with a couple 4 Horsemen figures. On the left is Mythic Legion's Crypt Breaker, and on the right is the Figura Obscura Mask of the Red Death. Here we have a couple Hasbro figures so that you can see how it scales next to some popular 6-inch lines. On the left is Grand Admiral Thrawn. On the right is the retro Marvel Legends Green Goblin. And a couple figures from independent lines. On the left, we have a Legionary from the Combatants Fight from Glory. On the right, we have Tiberius from Spiro Toys Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. For accessories, it does have the alternate head sculpt like the other demons did. So you've got 2 different head sculpts there. Just a little different vibe for each one. I think I prefer this one right here. Personally, that's why I had it on the other figures there. But they're both really cool head sculpts, and it'll be interesting to see how they look with the different paint schemes on the, final release figures. And then the wings are also a separate accessory, so you can have them with or without the wings, and those just peg right into the back of the figure, just like this, with a sort of a square rectangular peg. And that's how he looks without the wings right there. And he does come with multiple sets of hands. So he's got a pair of gripping hands that have horizontal hinges. And then he does have a pair of gesturing hands, 2 very distinct different gestures. This one's sort of clawing or grasping, and then this one is more of a gesture kind of a thing. And he's got a pair of closed fists, and he's got a pair of relaxed hands, so kind of like just a neutral position. He does have a spear with a flaming tip It's also cast in that same translucent gray with the sparkle glitter on the inside. Final accessory is the peg stand. Now, just note that Chris had asked the factory to include one random stand with each figure, and they included all four with this one, so he thinks that they all might end up coming with all four stands, but this one's like Rocky Brimstone type thing. It's tough to see because they're not painted. Once these are painted, they're going to be really cool. This one's just a generic flat stand, and then you have walking on water stand with the ripples, and then this one's like sand. Again, kind of hard. You can kind of see the texture there, but this one's on sand. They each have one peg right there, and they all have roughly the same overall silhouette, so the overall shape is the same. It's just the texturing on each is different. And finally, for articulation, the neck is on a ball joint at the base of the neck, and then it's on a ball joint at the top of the neck. So quite a good range of motion in terms of looking up and down, which is good because when you have a figure that has wings and you want them to fly, you want them to be able to look up like that. So that's a nice good range in the neck there. There's a nice butterfly joint at the shoulder. The arm can come across quite a bit, and then you have a hinge at the shoulder, and the arm can swivel all the way around. And then there's a twist at the bicep, so that can spin, and then a double jointed elbow. Arm can come up pretty far here. There's no forearm twist or anything like that, but there's a twist at the wrist and a horizontal hinge on all of the sets of hands that come with it. Big improvement from the PowerCon releases is that the range in the torso works a lot better now. So got a good amount of motion up in the torso there. And then you do have a swivel at the waist that can go all the way around. Ball jointed hips can go out into the splits almost completely, kick forward, back, and then there's a twist at the top of the thigh. Double jointed knee has a lot of good range there. I do have some looseness kind of laterally in my left knee here. Now, I'm not sure if I put some stress on that when I was posing it or what, but it didn't feel like that when it first came out. So that might be on me just kind of going a little too extreme with my posing there. But yeah, the double jointed knee is nice. Down at the ankle, you do have a hinge and an ankle rocker. So pretty good articulation, very modern, Marvel Legends-esque kind of articulation on these guys. I do love these. I'm super excited. I went all in. I went biblical all in for the Kickstarter. So I'm very excited for those to ship. Reminder, if you are going to LegionsCon, make sure you stop at the D13 Biblical Adventures booth. Check out these figures. I mean, he's going to have everything on display, but then he'll also have the 4 variants of demons available in limited quantities. So if you want to definitely make sure you get one, get to his table early. But otherwise, if you're not at the show or if you missed them at the show, he said they will be doing an online release too. So make sure you follow D13 social media, links in the description below. And until next time, may the force be with you.